The ambitious shonen protagonists are good, but you know what's better? The guys who can kick the ass of the bad guys with their eyes closed. Why? Because that's way cooler than being the underdog and slowly getting your character development. So, today, I'm bringing 10 anime with an overpowered main character. Ready? Let's start. Number 10, Darker Than Black. You might think this Japanese-looking guy who takes down criminals like Batman might not be the one with the muscles, but wait for him to channel the powers of the magic system in the world. Hell's Gate appears in Japan, giving anyone who lives within the walls powers beyond normal humans. Among these humans are contractors, people who have exchanged their humanity for power and now work with organizations. We follow a contractor named Hei, who's aliased as the Black Reaper and brings rotten luck to anyone he meets. Behind the subtle mystery and action of Darker Than Black is a war between organizations with business and political struggles. Even though the anime might be a little difficult to get into, you'll be surprised by what it has in store for you. Number 9, Kaze no Stigma. You know how to make a character badass? Give him wind power. Kazuma Yagami is a user of Fujitsu, the ability to control the wind. But after a duel with his cousin Ayano, he's kicked out of the house. Several years later, this whole house is murdered by a user who has the power of the Fujitsu. Now, everyone suspects Kazuma as a killer, and so does his cousin Ayano. Now, it's up to him to show that he's not the killer while also working together with Ayano on finding the culprit. If you're interested in battles, magic, comedy, kick-ass moments, as well as Kazuma showing he's not a person to be messed with, then give this show a watch. Number 8, Fog Hill of 5 Elements. Fog Hill of 5 Elements, also titled Wu Shan Wu Xing, tells a story that is a combination of action, suspense, and superpowers. This happens in a world where monsters could give the ability to certain elected officials to master the 5 elements. But there's a catch. To do this, they need to pass the Fog Hills, a hill that has dangerous threats lurking within it. In this anime, we follow the adventures of one of these elected officials as he crosses the Fog Mountain. This series has got some outstanding animation, plus some great fight scenes that complement the powers. And when I say outstanding animation, I mean in a level that could make the animators and pseudo Ufotable shed tears. Number 7, Dimension W. Dimension W, as the name implies, is another dimension that exists within our world. In order to harness the energy in this dimension, humans have created a device known as coils. Our main character, Kiyoma Mabuchi, is an ex-soldier who's hunting for illegally found coils. On his journey, he comes across Mira Yurizaki, an android with a connection to the father of coils. Strange events start to happen around them, and the two are soon dragged into them. It's rare to see science fiction stories do the overpowered main character trope right, but Dimension W combines its action and sci-fi elements to deliver a thriller you won't forget. This is an underrated show as well, so all the more reason to check it out. Number 6, Hitori no Shida, The Outcast. Chinese anime cannot get better than this. One trip to the graveyard is enough to change your life. This happened to Cho Soron, a normal college student who visits his grandfather's grave only to get kidnapped by a horde of zombies. But a mysterious girl wielding a knife helps him against his confrontation with the zombies, and Cho soon learns about a martial arts technique named Kitaigen. Cho soon finds a connection between this mysterious new martial art and his grandfather, and he soon gets dragged into an adventure he never asked for. Hitori no Shida has some cool fight scenes as well as some well-animated hand-to-hand combat scenes. The story is quick-paced, and definitely something to add to your overpowered anime character watch list. Number 5, The King's Avatar. Japan isn't the only country that can adapt good gaming anime. The King's Avatar is a Chinese anime that does the gaming trope right. The King's Avatar follows the story of Yi Zhu, a professional esports player living in Hangzhou, China. In The King's Avatar, the main character is already a popular esports player, but once the team decides to use him for underhand marketing purposes, he decides to leave for good. Now working as a clerk, he meets one of his fans, and with his encouragement, starts building up his character once again. Yi Zhu was a legend, and this is how he becomes a legend again. As I mentioned, this might be about gaming, but you'll find something in this to triumph Sword Art Online and Kirito. Number 4. Ari Ferretta.
You're done.
Do you need a combination of the protagonist of Shield Hero and Tokyo Ghoul? Well, I said the main character of Ari Ferretta is similar to Tokyo Ghoul because of the white hair, and even perhaps his callous attitude. Here, we have Hajime Nagumo, who's frequently bullied by his classmates. While others gain powerful magical abilities during transportation, he only gains basic alchemy. He's soon betrayed by his classmates and he's dropped to the bottom of a dungeon. Here, he befriends a vampire named Yui, and slowly learns how to grow strong. As it's obvious from the name itself, the anime shows how the weak boy gradually grows strong and surprises his opponents. So, if you need a good power fantasy isekai with a character journey, then this is definitely gonna suit your taste. Number 3. Zettai Karen Children. Moving along the white-haired badass guys route, we have Zettai Karen Children, or Unlimited Sidekick Squad next. This anime follows Kyosuke Hyoba, who's an Esper with supernatural powers. A betrayal leaves him strong and overpowered, but his kind heart still rescues innocents. The anime shows his struggle to rescue Espers who are hunted by humans and how he gains the loyalty of rescued Espers. The plot, the story, and even the characters manage to hook you in. And unlike most anime, the show doesn't drop off the hype it built up in the first episode. You've got an overpowered protagonist, an engaging mystery, and action that can keep you at the edge of your seat. Number 2. Fruits of Grisaya. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the peak level of harem protagonists. Ignore Kirito, ignore Naofumi, because Yuji is one of the most badass main characters to own a harem. Here, we have Yuji Kazumi, who gets transferred to Mihama Academy and only wishes for a normal life. But he soon learns about 5 other girls living in the same school, and each of them seem to have been put there for a reason. Yuji, either intentionally or unintentionally, gets involved in their personal struggles and slowly begins to learn about each of their pasts and the secrets they hide. Normally, harem anime is filled with clumsy protagonists who run away from girls, but when it comes to Yuji, the girls run towards him, and even if they don't, he knows the way to make them run towards him. Yes, he's in that level of badassery. Number 1. The Daily Life of Immortal King. Finishing off our list and getting our number 1 spot is another Chinese anime. Here we have Wang Ling, a cultivation genius who's achieved a new realm every 2 years since he was a year old. But every overpowered guy has their troublesome phase. Now he needs to attend senior high school, where more troubles await him. All Wang wants is to keep his head low and face fewer challenges. But soon, his desired lifestyle gets changed as he meets more and more challenges. When it comes to cultivation anime, the daily life of Immortal King stays true to its genre and the concept of the premise and manages to deliver a unique show with a rather overpowered protagonist. So, there goes 10 anime with overpowered main characters. When the challenges grow tougher, you definitely need guys like these to lead the charge. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can be updated as soon as we release a new video. Stay safe, anime fans, and I'll see you in the next video.